This is a KOCO 5 First Alert Weather Severe Weather Update.
We are tracking right now just an incredible severe storm that is going to be just north of Oklahoma City. Right now, this storm that is going to be north of Guthrie, south of Perry, is going to be warned for 80-mile-per-hour winds and up to almost a little bit larger than golf ball size hail. This storm is big, and it is dropping down to the south and headed towards Oklahoma City here. Here's Nick Smith watching the storm. Nick, of all the storms that we have seen in Oklahoma this year, and we have seen a lot, this storm that's in front of you looks just absolutely incredible. Nick, what are you seeing from your vantage point?
Yeah, so Damon, I'm on I-35 right now. I'm about 5 miles southeast of Mulhall, just for everyone that's watching. And Damon, first I want to say this. I'm just going to pan the 360 camera from right to left, and you can see this thing is an absolute beast. We've gotten underneath it a few times. The winds, I could verify 60-plus mile an hour that we did, and we didn't even get back up into the real core of it. But this is one of the most picturesque storms that I've seen this season, and mostly because of the strength of it. I mean, this thing is just, it's just got so much heat and humidity that it's just feeding off of just like jet fuel right now. Back to you.
And that is a perfectly well-worded way to describe this. I mean, this thing has jet fuel to it. Let's go back over to the radar because this is dropping down to the south. So Stillwater, you're getting the storms right now. The heavy rain, by the way. The worst of the storm is going to be just west, out east of Orlando, Lake McMurtry. These are going to be your 80-mile-per-hour winds right here, just east of I-35. And this is dropping down to the south. And so here's Oklahoma City. Here's a storm. You get these type of summertime thunderstorms. They don't move in, the directions that a lot of times we're used to seeing them going, from left to right. Instead, this is going from top to bottom. So it's going north to south, and it's literally moving right towards Edmond and coming into OKC. And so right now, tracking it in 1 hour, it'll come into Guthrie. It's only moving at about 20 miles per hour. So it's not particularly fast, but it is doing it down to the south. Tornado risk is low. It's not zero, but it is one that we're going to have to watch. There's also another storm that's been trying to do something out towards around Woodward. You're getting some rain, but that one's not really intensifying a whole lot. All of our severe weather is going to be tied to this storm right here north of Guthrie as it continues to drop down to the south. So some additional times here because it's only moving about 20 miles per hour. Downtown Oklahoma City by about 9:30. More Norman in the 10 o'clock hour. And then if it can still maintain itself after the sun sets, it wouldn't make its way down towards around Purcell until around 11. A lot of the data that we've been looking at shows that this storm may begin to weaken a bit as the sun sets. Right now, sunset, though, is still about 30 minutes out, so we still got a ways to go. And we're going to continue to watch the storm really, really closely. Again, right now, it is warned for 80-mile-per-hour winds. That is some extremely powerful winds with this storm as it continues to make its run towards the OKC Metro. Just one storm out there right now that is severe, but it is going to be this one right here. So we have Nick on it. Storm Command's headed out. Shane Helton's coming in on this cell as well from the west. So bottom line is that this storm is a big one. And so if you're in Stillwater right now, the worst of the storm, you're getting some good soaking rain out of it. But the worst of the storm is going to be just west of Stillwater, out by Lake McMurtry, east of Orlando and Mulhall, and will continue to make its way down towards Langston, and then eventually down towards Guthrie with some pretty strong winds. Again, around 80-mile-per-hour winds. And that picture right there in the middle of the television screen there, that is coming from Nick Smith right now. And just look at that storm. That storm just looks absolutely incredible. It's a big one for sure. Behind it, air mass is going to cool down quite a bit. You'll appreciate that. So the strongest winds right now, your 80-mile-an-hour winds, they're right here just east of Orlando, Mulhall, headed straight down towards Guthrie. And once again, they're going to make it down to Guthrie in about an hour. So we're going to continue to watch it. Obviously, we're tracking it closely. Keep it with KOCO 5 News. We'll bring you the first alert.